Yo, how's it going, brozos? Welcome back to ColeHillChills, where we apparently been dating dads for like a month now. It's got to be at least a month. But we'll be done today, and I don't know what to play the next few days. I don't know what to do. This has been my persona. I date dads. Now I don't know. Who is ColeHillChills? It's just the fact that she asked if you wanted fries, and you asked if they are available. I asked if there were any free, like if there were any left, because I know everyone else was eating them. I didn't know if they put any fries. I was playing Fortnite with the British lads, and we were in a voice chat. You weren't here yet. You were in Argentina, and we were playing. You know, we were gaming, and then my mom asked, "Hey Cole, do you want any fries?" And so, you know when you're talking to someone and someone else calls you, you put on a slightly different voice to let them know you're talking to them. So I turned to her and go something like, oh yeah, if there's any available, sure. Cause I thought maybe, oh, they only put enough in for them. Like I didn't want to take their fries. And these lads bullied me nonstop for it. They're like, oh, if there were any available, if you could be ever so kind to give me some fries. I'm like, shut. I was just trying to be considerate. Like, unbelievable. Ace! How's it going, Ace? Coffee! We went to the Niagara Falls the other day, guys. It was fun. It was so fun. The whole city was an amusement park. It was crazy. Like, I haven't been since I was in high school, so I really forgot what it was like. But like, wow. It was very overwhelming. Wet! It was very wet! Yes, we went on the boat. We got very wet. It is also very big. Like, oh my god. The amount of space you can like walk along to see the falls in the Canadian side is massive. My parents are waiting for us at the very end. And we're like, oh, we're at the very end. Come see us. And we're like, oh, okay. How far is that? Like, oh, not too far. It was very far. We walked so far to catch up to them. Like, it was ridiculous. We walked so much. It was insane. But it was nice. It was great. It was a good time. Clem got some souvenirs. I got a sunburn. It was fun. It was worth it. I've been to Niagara Falls once, and it was nighttime, and the hotels were full, so I had to turn around and drive back home immediately. No, wait. I think I remember this story. Is this the time you, like, snuck into Quebec or something? The bed, right? Like, I looked across the other side and was like, oh, the American side only has, like, 2 spots to stand, and they're not very long at all. Because I was like, oh no, this is a different time then. No, that sucks, Ace. That sucks. You're thinking of when I stuck into England. Oh, it was England. Oh, dang. Okay, yeah, no, I was mixing up the stories. It was so hard to stay awake on the ride back. I was so drained. So I put viewing platforms. So yeah, you know, I guess that's true. Now that I think about it, you wouldn't see anything on the other side, would you? Good point. You always make great points, Coffee. Fantastic points. Why would I want to sneak into Quebec? I don't know. I was thinking of a place that like wasn't normal Canada, you know? So I think that's why I was like, oh, it must have been Quebec. It's either Quebec or America in my mind. Quebec gaming. Ugh. Oh, Quebec. Normal Canada. Yeah, the place that speaks English and is nice to others. Like, you think of Canadians and the stereotype is like, oh, they're so polite. Well, Quebecs are the opposite. They don't speak English. And they're not polite. They're very mean. The only reason people go from Ontario to Quebec is to get alcohol when you're underage. That's true. They have the lower alcohol age. I forgot about that. As a South American, it's actually very weird to me how nice people are here. Is it really? I haven't asked you about that. Do you find people are like way nicer here? Ah, they're not friendly here. They're just nice. Interesting. So Glem says in Argentina people are very friendly, but in Canada they are very nice, surface level nice. That's very interesting. Right. Yeah. Interesting. 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 If I spoke Spanish, maybe I'd find that. You know. But no, I will say people were so friendly in Argentina. Like I go to a grocery store and someone was like, "Oh my god, you look like my granddad," you know, and they had a great conversation. Remember that? I went to a grocery store and someone was trying to talk to me in Spanish, and I was like, no español. She was like, Glenn had to translate everything. He was like, "Oh, you remind me of my grandfather when he came here or something." It was funny. The only provinces are Newfoundland. Wait. Oh, the only nice provinces are Newfoundland and Nova Scotia. Yes, yeah. Glenn, I feel will love those places because those places are friendly, nice. Like they are very, very nice. Like they are so welcoming, and you find them like a family. They're salty about not actually being French. They make it by being acting extra French. That's good. I had a friend from Brazil. You described that Canadians are two-faced nice. Only to your face. Oh, they are two-faced. Nice only to your face. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I will say, like, the people I get, like, even at work where I'm at right now, like, there are so many people who are genuinely good humans, and you're like, oh, amazing. And I find there's more of them than other places, but yeah, I guess most are surface level nice. It fits Canada so well. We're basically America, but everything's under the carpet. We're not nice at all, but very friendly. Yeah, that's a great way of describing it, honestly. That's really funny. Boom, 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 boom. All right. We can keep chatting about nice levels. I'm just gonna quickly catch us up with Roberto. I just got to the bar. I declined marry her drink this time. Yeah, I've never understood that one. Calling people fat is a common and endearing name. We're looking for good luck. Remember to get S for each day. Yes, no worries, Ace. Enjoy that lurk. For me to make generalizations about stuff like this because I'm from NYZ area and things are just different. Very true. Yeah. You get different dynamics when the population is so dense. I can absolutely see that. Oh, Robert. All right, this time we're not sleeping with you. You hear me? Oh, we must be rooting for different teams. In my opinion, my team is far superior. I have to disagree with that. Based upon our win-loss record, I'd say that my team is superior. That's where you're wrong. Since as it stands right now, my team is beating yours. The conversation ends there, and we will both go back to silently rooting for respective teams. The game is close, with sides playing their hardest to win, but in the end, my team prevails. Quiet cheers ripple through the bar. Irish pays a respectful glass to a drinking man. The name's Robert. Thanks, I'm father. You must be new here. Mary already hit on you? Yeah. Robert chuckles. She's a peach. Well, you picked the best bar in town. As slimy as it is, you'll never find a better spot than Jim and Kim's. Is there actually a Jim or Kim that runs this place? No, that'd be Neil. Neil waits from across the bar. Hi! Good guy, Neil. Not enough Neils in this world. Okay. You a whiskey fella or a beer fella? Beer, but I'll drink most things. You like shots? I love shots. Thank God. Robert kneeled. Not to kneel. Who serves up 2 risky shots? We hand to me. Here's to your health. We take shots. The whiskey burns, but it's comment is cool of a jacket. I guess we just get like eggplant emojis, don't we? Is cool of the jacket. His rugged good looks. His hand tattoo. Let's try his leather jacket. I like a jacket. Thanks. Been in my family a long time. He didn't react. We gotta do a different one. His rugged good looks. Your face is good. That was thanks. Okay, let's go with the other one. His hand tattoo. I like your tattoo. What does it mean? Oh, a reminder. I wait for him to elaborate, but it seems like he's done talking. Okay, so there is no, there's no eggplants for this guy yet, but he liked the face one. Thanks. Wait, I think this is what flirting is. Man, this guy's mysterious and cool. Way cooler than I am, at least. Robert signaled to the bartender for another round. What are you doing here tonight? My daughter kicked me out of the house, running from my problems, trying to make my daughter kicked me out of the house. Not like forever. She was having a sleepover with her friends. Family type, huh? Single dad. He gets up. Be right back. Gotta powder my nose. Okay, but was there one that would have given... I just want to make sure I get the best ending with Robert, okay? Running from my problems. The usual. I like your style. All right. That was okay. What about the other one? Can we get him to have an eggplant? No, I picked the wrong one. Trying to make friends. I'm new in town. Figured it might be good to put myself out there. You seem pretty cool. The key to being cool is acting like you don't care about anything, but actually care very deeply about everything to the point where it's deliberating. Really? Of course not. Okay, so it was the second one. No eggplants from this man yet. He's playing hard to get, guys. Right from the beginning. I'm running from my problems. Huh, I like your style. Never seen Robert this... Never seen Robert's talkative. He must like you. I guess so. I gotta admit that Robert has a gruff charm to him. If a guy like that thinks I'm cool, then I really must be. Robert comes back from the bathroom and grabs his other jacket. Oh, I thought I said grabs me. I'm gonna go home. You are heading my way. Like, oh, okay. We find another... live his contact down there. Everybody live here? Skip. All right. No, thank you. God, it's hard to say no to him. No, thank you. I better call it a night. Get you around? Sure. Was that the right answer? I hope that was the right answer. I head home, head buzzing with whiskey. What did he mean by, are we going to do this or not? I plop down on the couch and I'm asleep before I even get the chance to take off my shoes. Always help a friend in need. I wake up to a text from an unknown number. Rise and shine, early bird. Still want to work out? This is Craig, by the way. Holy crap, at 6 a.m.? Who does 6 a.m. anymore? Without realizing, I drift back to sleep. Whoops, must have winked back out. I take my phone again. Hey, bud, still want to get your swole on? I'm ready to tear up the track. Hit me up. God, the last thing I want to do right now is work out. But if it is Craig, I do want to catch up. I go back to sleep. I should have quick texted Craig, apologized for bailing on, and immediately fallen back to sleep. I don't think that happened last time. Oh man, how long was I out? What time is it? I look over at the clock. It's 3:55 p.m. I have to be at the parent-teacher conference in 5 minutes. I jump out of bed, throw the nerd clothes around the door. Wow. Drippy, look how speed running we are. She has a tendency to bottle things up. Oh. Let's go to the mall food court. We can make. Right, the mall court. The mall court. Oh, this is where we meet Damien for the first time. Drippy's asleep. Aw, he looks so cute when he sleeps. Dum 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 dum. Welcome to Hot Topic. Pursue the band t-shirts. There he is. Woo! We're flying through this, baby. What? Gwim? Is that? Are you trying to say Glem? Started to beef up my grilling skills. If there's food, I'm excited. Grilling skills. Oh, we gotta do the barbecue again. That's right. Hi, Mary. Goodbye, Mary. Joseph, get out of my face. Talk to Robert and Brian. I don't think I want to deal with being one up by Brian or whatever. What happened with Robert last night? Oh no, they caught me staring. They waved me over. Shoot. Yeah, we've met. Robert regards me over with his whiskey. Good seeing you again. I feel like he's being nicer to us. Do we ever find out why Joseph's kids are so weird? They just like playing creepy. I remember we went on a date and we were like edging them on, trying to make them sound even more creepy, and they were having fun with it. They're not actually like psychos. They just like to pretend they are to freak people out, you know? It's good to see you taking your daughter out like that. I bet she loved it. And it's great that she loves the outdoors. Mine loves being inside. Being inside, making art. She won a local competition at the art. Yep. Did I put it on too strongly? Robert stares at me blankly for a second. Anyway, I haven't gone camping in years, not since the last time. Same here. Well, things change once you have Wait, what happened to the last time? Robert takes a long sip of whiskey. Well, I don't remember any of this. Old Johnny Boy and me were out in the back country. Johnny Boy's a strong kid. Met him in my army days. He was in the army? Yeah, we didn't talk. Yeah, oh my God, Robert. He's opening up to us. We can fix him. Comes from Kansas. They build him tougher out there. Anyway, things go south pretty quick. Johnny Boy breaks his ankle when the rope bridge snaps. You can see the bone popping out through the skin. Johnny Boy's screaming now, crying his name, losing blood. We're 2 days out from the next living soul, and here I am with my dear friend bleeding out in front of me. I'm able to dress the wound, but now I gotta fireman carry a 6-foot, 180-pound man over some of the toughest terrain I've ever. Oh, I didn't unmute the game. Thank you. Okay, that should help. Luckily, there wasn't anything outstanding. It was just sound effects. All right. It was just ruined over some of the toughest terrain I've ever been in. I won't lie to you. There were moments during those 2 days when I thought about leaving old Johnny Boy, but you build a bond with your brothers in arms, and that bond never breaks. I got that boy back to civilization, but I lost some of me out there. I guess that's camping for you. Brian and I stare in disbelief. Robert takes another long sip of whiskey. I'm just kidding. Oh my God. My friend John and I went inner tubing down a river, and he lost a flip-flop. Missed that kid. Robert, I thought you were opening up to me. Brian and I laugh nervously. Or am I kidding? Robert! Brian and I tense up again. I'm kidding. Phew. Amanda and Daisy barrel up to us, laughing. We know this stuff. Robert! Wait a second. Are you guys playing Long Haul Ice Road? What did Robert say? Dang it. Yeah, We're talking about the Ghost Show. I don't watch a whole lot of television, but I do enjoy that show. That and war documentaries. Do you think this guy was in the war? Boo, 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 boo.
Yes.
I can't believe sleeping with him on the first day makes him treat us like a literal object. Like, come on, man. Hey. I hear that. Whoa. So, wait. We were talking about kids and he said, I hear that. Robert, who's your kid? Do I need to talk to the rest of them? I'll just skip through it. Talk to Craig.
Hey.
The new place is perfect.
Hey,
Oh, you said skip them. My bad.
Sweet man, shake.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either, honestly. Joseph and Damien, nah. Burger time.
Oh.
We saw this one already. All the dad puns.
Oh.
Dad book. Wish I could have been playing Paranormal Ice.
Oh.
All right, so if we go on a date with, work on some stuff. What? Anyways. Oh yeah, she was out for a long time. I was scared. Right, there's gonna be a lot of Amanda moments because we still need to be a good dad. I'm sorry for freaking out on you. I trust you to make good choices. I trust you make good choices? That sounds good. That sounds like a good one. On a Friday night, oh yeah, we gotta, on a Friday night, we're most likely to, torment my children with dad puns. Desert, I would take a boat, obviously. What are your turn-ons? Strong dad arms, tennis shoes, street smart, top crew, comfortable with crying. What did you want to be when you grow up? I wanted to be a, pro skater who's also an astronaut. Favorite movie genre? Do we say war documentaries? Does this actually matter? Whatever will make me cry. What's your ideal date? Arson. What do you never leave home without? My sick vape. My crippling low self-esteem. Spend a lot of time thinking about how proud I am of my child. Conspiracy theories, sure. Nice.
Welcome.
Yeah, there was a lot of rooms that looked mostly just like, what's it called? They look tacky. That's the word I'm looking for. They look tacky. All right. We're going to hit Robert up. Maybe he'll actually message us back and we'll hang out. That'd be a cool thing, don't you think? Boop, 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 boom. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Sleep is important. Are you guys getting enough? Robert's pretty nice, a little odd, but nice, and ruggedly handsome. We should hang out. I type him out a message on Dadbook. Hey, Robert. Good seeing you again at the barbecue cookout. Want to grab a drink? Hey, says he read my message. Oh, he's gonna ghost us again. Watch cat videos on the internet. This feels like the exact same date. Game show. Did I mess up? Make a sandwich.
Oh, I'm fine.
I'm fine. I don't know what this is. Laser that ball to Amanda. Are you sure that's all you're upset about? You have to tell me what's actually wrong. Tell me more about this dog. I don't know. Don't mess it. No, but I have to. In order to get the third date, like I still have to go on dates with him. Oh, she liked that. Good. Trying to remember all the choices I made. Oh my god, he messaged me back. He didn't do that the first time, didn't he? You up? What you doing? What you doing? What am I doing? You're just chilling. I'm watching, just working on. I'm just chilling. I type back, just chilling. Amanda deletes the G and hit send. Just chilling. I'll make it look cooler. A couple moments pass by. Another message pops up. Want to grab a drink? Hey, that means he wants to. Oh my god. I know what that means, Amanda. But it's kind of late. Come on, Pops, live a little. I am living with ice cream and traumatized toddlers. Well, it's your life, but I think you'd have a lot of fun tonight. You're trying to get to know your neighbors better, aren't you? Ugh, fine. Oh my god, we're gonna actually hang out with Robert! Yo. Okay. I walk into the bar and see the usual crowd of bar lives, drinking beer and watching sports. I spot Robert at the back of the bar and wave hi as I walk over. Hey man, how's it going? Hey buddy.
Hey.
Get out of... No, you already ruined my relationship with Joseph. You're not taking this one from me too, okay, Mary? Heyo there, Skipper. Robert and Mary are here. Uh-oh. I brought Mary along. Robert? Figured we needed a drinking buddy. No, we don't. We don't. Oh man, I was starting to get to know Robert a little better. Not have to deal with this weird married lady making passes at me. Don't look so scared, kiddo. We're just having a drink. Looks like blood. Yeah, speaking of which, I think it's time for the first round. What are you having? I need to impress him. Beer, something tropical, whiskey straight up. I think he'll like that. A dad after my own heart, huh? He liked that! Robert ordered 3 shots of whiskey and passed them between us. Well, this wasn't how I expected my night to be going. Here's a bad decision and relaxed moral values, fellas. What have I gotten myself into? I swear to God, this ends up with a free 3-way between them. We all knocked back the shots. I almost choked on the whiskey as it burst down my throat. Holy hell, that was a kick. I look over at Robert and Mary, who seem like old pros at this. Robert grabs his jacket and throws it on. Let's get marching. What? We just got here. What? The night's young, Chief. Come on. We're bar hopping. Oh, all right. We leave the bar and start walking down the street. I still don't know this area of town very well, so just follow Robert. Why bar hop? It's fun? Why? But if you're hanging out with the same group of people, but what if your purpose is to not meet people and you're just hanging out with friends? Why bar hop, you know? I don't know. It feels like why not just stay in? It's more, you would get more drinks if you stay at the same place, you know? Okay. So where are we headed? I guess we'll have to bar hop because I've never done it. I believe that. Irish, I were drinking. It's an Irish pub. Good pun. Is the whiskey to my heart? Puns are the lowest form of humor, father. Try harder. Ouch. Am I gonna be the butt of the joke all night? Jesus, Mary. Put your fangs away for a second. Thank you, Robert. Oh wow, they really designed more pubs. We walk into the Irish I were drinking. The bar is pretty much the same as Jim and Kim's, except for the old-timey Irish memorabilia on the wall. Next round. What are you having? Whiskey hasn't failed me yet. Beer might be good. Do they make fruity Irish whiskey hasn't failed me yet. Let's do it. Yeah, he liked that. He's a whiskey boy. I am not a whiskey boy. I would not have any chance with Robert. I hope he's okay with rum. Robert orders 3 more glasses of whiskey, and we post up a garish green booth. Mary slides in and slides up next to Robert, which makes me breathe a sigh of relief. Let's zip this one, why don't we? Suit yourself. Mary immediately downs her shot in one gulp and burps loudly. A tequila boy. Interesting coffee.
Hey.
That'll put hair on your chest. You are truly the paragon of grace and beauty. Mary grabs my drink and sips on it. Hey, Father, be a dear and get us another round, will ya? I don't know how to process this evening at all. I get up and order another round of drinks from the bartender. As I head back, I see Mary and Robert having a lively conversation. Robert roars with laughter. I don't think I've ever even seen the guy smile, let alone laugh. I used to be a vodka girly, but I switched to beer and never looked back. Yeah, you do love your beer. I've never liked the taste of beer. For me, it's all about taste, you know? And rum tastes good. Same coffee, same. I take a seat across the booth from them and pass out the drinks.
Hey.
So Edith's kid snuck some pot brownies onto the table at the last bake sale, right? And I spot the little hemp sweethearted gremlin in the act. So I go up to Edith with the baggie, and I'm about to tell her when all of a sudden she just freaks out at me. You're ruining the bake sale, she says. I should have been PTA president. Your roots are bad, and blah, blah, blah. So what'd you do? I told her to have a brownie and that everything was gonna be fine. They both erupt in laughter. I politely follow along with the story. She ate 3. More laughter. Okay, that was actually pretty funny. She called the cops and told them that time had stopped. Mary looked directly at me. Do you smoke weed? What? You know, the devil's lettuce. I have 2 big fat blunts in my purse right now. Want a blaze? Oh God. Guys, it's not, what was it? It's not oregano this time. What? No. I am a law-abiding citizen. You with the feds? I worked hard for what I have, and no 2-bit corner boy is gonna drop the dime on me. So you take what you're pushing somewhere else, and I'll keep running my business with the way I want it run. What? Remember, you come at the king, you best not miss. Jesus, kid, dial it back. Robert giggles helplessly. Okay, good. I'm just kidding, cowboy. Lay off the kid, Mary. He might not be used to your brand of humor. Fine. I chose, the are you a fed? Yeah. Oh, you're the sheet up? Oh, thank you. We sit around and sip our drinks, people watching and cracking jokes. After a little bit of time, I begin to warm up to Mary. Her jokes become much funnier and much less scary. I am a monster that hates hop? What's hops? But it seems like she's not going anywhere anytime soon. I just wanted some alone time with Robert. I wonder if I can get her to leave somehow. Isn't Joseph wondering where you are? No, let's not do that one. Lots of eligible bachelors around here, huh? Could you get the next round? Could you get the next round? Is that the right one, Glenn? Yeah, the next round. You trying to ditch me, pal? No. Because if you're trying to ditch me, you can just tell me to scram. No, it's fine. Father wants alone time with his new best buddy, Robert. Read you loud and clear. The wingman breaks formation to pursue their prey. Now, if you fellas will excuse me, Mary needs to sink her teeth into a helpless boy. Go with God. Nice seeing you. Deuces, nerds. I don't understand Mary. Mary gets up and saunters over to a younger-looking guy at the bar. She grows on you. Does she, though? I feel like she kind of delights in making men suffer. Well, she does. But what about her and Joseph? What about him? You know, they married? And she definitely tried to get in my pants the other night, and I gestured to her across a bar where she's making goo-goo eyes at the young guy from before. He looks like he's been held hostage. Oh, that's just a thing she does. She's harmless. Tell that to the boy she's hanging off of. Poor kid looks like he's seen war. Oh, yeah. Robert lets out a hearty laugh. Hey, I got him to laugh. Oh, man. You know, I pegged you for one of those straight-laced types. I also pegged you the other night. Oh, don't worry. I got pretty wild back in my day. Still got a little wild in you. You know it. There's so much wild in me. I have a child I need to care for. Hops are an ingredient in most beer. Oh, I didn't know that. What is it? Is it like a? I can't even imagine what it would be. Is this him asking me to sleep with him? I'm gonna say that there's so much wild in me. I get so wild. I've got a whole safari in here, just really wild all the time. No, that was not the right one. You know it. That was the one. Robert orders a couple more rounds of shots. I gulp. What am I getting myself into? Think you can go shot for shot? There's only one way to look cool here. I grab the shot closest to me and down it. Robert looks impressed. He takes his shot and knocks it back. That's one. So, what do I even talk about? He's so cool. He probably hates small talk. So how are things? I hate small talk. Okay. Too many people, and this isn't necessarily you, but too many people think they have to fill dead air with noise. Personally, I think they're afraid of the silence, or they're afraid of what the other person is going to think of the silence. If you want some unsolicited advice, just learn to be comfortable with silence. I love this guy. Yes. You can Google Ops later, bro. Oh, will do, bro. Nothing wrong with two people sitting in the silence drinking whiskey. Oh, all right. Robert and I sit in silence and drink whiskey. I take in the rest of the bar. Patrons laughing, playing dart, spilling beer. Mary giving the hard sell to that young man. The young man pretending he got a phone call from one of his friends. Huh. Maybe silence is nice sometimes. So, you ever kill a man? Oh, I choke on my drink. Excuse me? You know, watch the life drain from someone's eyes. It's not just their life, you know. It's their hopes and dreams draining away. Every memory and experience I've ever had, gone. No. Great. Me neither. Christ, Robert. Robert knocks back his shot and motions for me to do the same. I reciprocate. I'm just messing with you. Relax. I laugh nervously. Or am I? I laugh nervously again. We sip more whiskey and people watch some more. Mary has her sights set on another man after the other one excused himself to the bathroom. And, I assume, crawled out through the window. Gosh, this whiskey's hitting me hard. You betcha. Robert gets up out of the booth, shouldering his jacket. Let's roll. Sorry, whiskey. Inside voices. Let's roll. Wait, what about Mary? Brother, Mary is gonna be just fine. I look over at Mary, who's lying on the bar in front of some poor sap. She's singing happy birthday to him while he insists that it's not his birthday. Oh, God. We make our way out of the bar and back into the street. And try my hardest not to stumble. But man, that sidewalk is just coming right at me. I hope Robert doesn't notice me tripping over my own feet like this is the first time I've ever been drunk. Where to? You'll see. Don't tell your house. Don't tell your house. I follow Robert through the street lamp spotlights until we eventually arrive at a run-down strip mall. There's a beauty salon, a sex shop, a computer repair store that looks like it's been closed for 10 years, and finally, a liquor store. Wait here. I'll be right back. After a minute, Robert returns with 2 wine bottles and brown paper bags. He hands one to me. Cheers. He sits on the curb and drinks. He motions for me to do the same. This is really not where I expected the night to go. I take a sip. White Zinfandel? What? Nothing. I just wasn't expecting. It is delicious, fruity, and refreshing. Don't judge me. Oh, he does like the fruity drinks! Could we have gone with the fruity drinks all this time? Oh, Okay. Glum says no. I start to say something. Think of this lecture about valuing silence earlier and stop. I sip on my wine and watch cars drive by. Let's throw rocks at shit. Robert, you're such a simple man. What? Robert suddenly hurls a rock at a stop sign. The ding echoes throughout the empty parking lot. That felt good. He presses a stone into my free hand. Now you try. I don't know. With feeling. I look at the rock in my hand and look at the shop sign. Back at the rock. Back at the stop sign. I know what has to be done. I got a problem with authority. I'm sorry. This one's for you, Pappy. I got a problem with authority. I got a problem with authority. Was that not the best one? No. So I guess Robert likes authority. That's a shock. Pretty sure I got taken on the throw rocks at shit date when I was 16. I've never done that. This one's for you, Poppy. He likes the Pappy. I have unresolved resentment towards my father, and I'm going to express it through property damage. I hurl the rock at the sign. It sails over the stop sign, right at the window of the parked car, leaving a crack. Dude, run! I leap up and dart into the nearest alley, wine in hand. I can hear Robert's footsteps behind me. You're right, Coffee. He was Pappy. Fine, I'll admit it. After I'm sure I'm far away from the cracked window that I no longer capable sure of his crime, I stop and catch my breath. Maybe we strike rock throwing from the to-do list. Agreed. Suddenly, my stomach growls. Oh man, I'm starving. Let's get pizza. I can't argue with that. Where's good around here? Actually, I don't even care if it's good. It just needs to be edible in my mouth in the next 5 minutes. I know just the place. I follow Robert through a maze of alleys and side streets until we eventually end up in front of a tiny hole in the wall pizza joint. The bright red neon sign reads, Pete's of Pizza. Well, they had to draw so many places for Robert's first date. I can see a few exhausted-looking workers behind the counter tossing dough and pulling piping hot pizzas right out of the stone ovens. My stomach rumbles again. Well, we go up to the counter and get ready to order. It's Can I get 2 slices of Hawaiian pizza? Oh, wait, Father, you're cool with pineapple on your pizza, right? Of course. Pineapple is the ultimate topping. We wait a minute for a pizza to come out the oven. I'm practically drooling at the smell. The cashier hands us each a giant slice on a paper plate, so saturated with grease that I'm worried it will fall apart. We take our pizzas outside and wander through the alleys as we eat. I am Robert. I take a bite. It's obviously delicious. Pineapple is truly the best pizza topping. You said it. It really is, though. Like, it can go on any pizza. Man, I feel way better now. You and me both. We hear noise coming out of a slightly ajar door in the alleyway. Robert looks at me excitedly. Got any more of that wild in you? You betcha. I'm so tired, but I love my daughter and I should go home to make sure that she's... Oh, you betcha. Yeah, good on ya. That was the one. Robert and I slide the door open and peek inside. It's completely dark except for some flickering light. We slowly creep forward, cautious not to be heard or seen. Actually weird because Robert is my father's name. Oh! Wow. Daddy issues coffee? Shh. Don't hush me so loud. Shh. We come to the end of the hallway and find ourselves standing in front of a movie screen. Oh, this suddenly makes sense. Do we really just sneak into a movie theater like a couple of teenagers? No talking during the movie. We look into the audience and are surprised to find it's almost completely empty, save for a row of few teenagers in the front. They look annoyed when they notice us. Robert starts making his way to the very back of the theater, and I follow him. We settle in with our wine and try to make sense of the movie. It's a romantic comedy, I think. A young man is frantically trying to get through New York to find the woman that he's finally realized he's in love with. Kiss already! There's nobody to kiss yet. You want him to kiss the taxi driver? Hell yeah. The kids down the way notice us heckling. One of them speaks up. Hey man, keep it down. Oh damn, that's Ernest Hemingway, Hugo's kid. Ernest, hey Ernest, I know you, it's me, your neighbor, hi. Ernest turns back around embarrassed. I turn back to Robert. He kissed anyone yet? It turns out that yes, he did kiss someone. He made his way out of a tiny island near New York to profess his love for a woman who, for some reason, he knew would be there. She tells him that they hit the jackpot. He said that they had, but I think there was some subtext I was missing here. Boo, love is dead. Shut up, it's beautiful. No, you shut up. Ernest grumbles. The credits start to roll. I stand up. Robert immediately pulls me back down. Hundreds of people worked very hard to make this film happen, and you're gonna sit there and appreciate them. Oh, okay. Look at that. Elizabeth Shelton. She worked really hard. I bet she did lots of good wardrobe design. Thank you, Elizabeth Shelton, for this beautiful film-going experience. And Peter Anders, catering, fed a bunch of people so that he had the energy to do their jobs. What a guy. With the credits roll, while Robert individually thanks every member of the crew. Once it's finally over and he makes sure no animals were harmed in the making of this film, we leave the movie theater. Yo, I love Robert. Why couldn't he show me this side? Just what? Why? Because he said she lived once? That's not fair, Robert. This game has not been totally weird for me because my dad actually goes by Bob. Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. Bob. Is that... I've never heard of a Bob short for Robert before. I guess I don't know any Roberts or Bobs, actually, for that matter. But that makes sense it would be short for it. The one that doesn't make sense for me is Jack being the short form for John. That one does. Mr. Bob Cups. We stumble into the theater parking lot, polishing off the rest of our wine. Hey, assholes. Out of nowhere, a rock flies through the air and hits me on the knee. My knee! What the hell? Ernest and his friends are standing in the alleyway, blocking our exit. Oh, what do you guys want? Why'd you go through a rock in my knee? This is my good knee. My orthopedist is gonna be pissed. Ernest tosses another rock up in his hands. What's wrong with this kid? You ruined my theater-going experience. Now you have to pay. Oh, well, I don't have any cash on me right now, and, movies got really expensive. Ernest hucks another rock at my other knee. I'm able to jump out of the way, but I didn't properly stretch before physical activity, and I'm probably gonna feel super sore in the morning. Oh. We ruined it for you. That movie was pretty crappy in the first place. Hey, you take that back. It's a beautiful love story of really genuine acting. You call that good acting? What classist mainstream slop have you been served your entire life? What? Have you ever even seen any Michael Powell? A Matter of Life and Death, 1946. Easily the toughest 5 minutes of love you'll ever witness. Listen, man. No, you listen. That popcorn-ass drivel that mass media is shoving down your throat will only make you dumber and sadder. You of all people should strive for a higher standard in the art you consume. Your name is Ernest Hemingway, for Christ's sakes. Oh, now you've done it. Ernest rushes Robert, screaming like a banshee. Ah! I think that's what a banshee sounds like. I dive between Ernest and Robert, trying to stop the kid. He lunges forward, kicking me as hard as he can in the knee. Fuck, my knee! Oh, that's a Game Grumps reference. Oh, Glenn, remind me to show you that afterwards. Aaron animated a short Pokemon fight, and that's a direct quote from it.
Excuse me?
Robert gets in between Ernest and myself. It's as if he's seen red. Fuck, my fucking knee hurts. All right, buddy. Talk like punk. Get hit like punk. Robert squares up into a boxing stance. Queensberry rules. 3-minute round with 1 minute rest in between. No low blows, fish hooks, J-grabs, or high blows. What? And you don't even think about pulling an illegal turnstile. That's an automatic deduction of 3 points. You'll have to designate a second if you're unable to fulfill your role as main duelist. One of your friends over there looks like he has enough useful vivacity to handle it. Hey man, I don't want to get dragged into this. That movie sucked. It's too late. You two are bloodbound. If he dies, you die. Sorry, I don't make the rules. Peggy is short for Margaret? What? That makes no sense to me. That makes absolutely no sense. We're just gonna go. Ernest and his friends warily walk back away. Robert calls after them. The Queensberry Association will hear about this and consume better content. Once the teens are safe out of earshot, Robert turns to me. Were you actually about to fight that kid? Are you kidding me? I would never hit a child. That would be despicable. You throw the rules at them, though. They always bolt. Nobody wants a Queensberry sanctioned throwdown. But full disclosure, I made half of that up. Wow. See, you don't even have to throw the rules. You just make them up. Come on, let's get out of here.
How dare you?
How dare you? What? Robert and I cool down a bit as we walk back to the neighborhood. I'm so sorry. I get really into the art of filmmaking when I drink. It's okay. I think it's cool how much you like movies. To be honest, I don't know a lot about them myself. Oh, I think we did run into Robert at the movie theaters once, didn't we? Or maybe not. I don't remember. Buddy, I got so much to show you. You ever see, any Sam Fuller? I haven't. Fuller is cash. Thanks for defending my honor. Thanks for dinner and a movie. Thanks for the event. Thanks for defending my honor. It's a little strange when you say it that way, but sure, why not? Robert throws an arm around my shoulder, and we drunkenly belt out tunes all the way back. We finally get to his doorstep. This was an interesting night. I liked it. A smile forms on his cheeks, a rare sight. Let's hang again soon, yeah? Yeah! I lingered there for a second, swaying drunkenly in the night breeze. Robert clasped me on the shoulder. Night, bud. Robert heads back inside and stumbled my way back home. Oh my god! He didn't even ask us to sleep with him. Wow, he's a changed... Guys, we changed him. He's a changed man. We just have to not think about all the dads he's probably sleeping with.
Uh-oh, where'd my pants go?
What the fuck? Do you hear that? Was that loud enough? Yeah. Uh-oh, where'd my pants go? When we were in the cemetery. Oh, yeah, you're right, Coffee. Because he had a dog. We met his dog. Uh-oh. Welcome to my afternoon word jumbles. Hear the mail truck pull up through the cul-de-sac. Wonder if you got any coupons today. Hey, my coupons. I think I could skip most of this.
Yeah.
I think this is her acceptance, or rather, not acceptance. Was that a joke in the Lego movie? Where am I put
Welcome.
pants?
You've
I don't
got
know.
dads.
Was it? I only watched the first Lego movie. I didn't watch the second one. What is this? That was Damien sending it to me, right? I think that was Damien sending that to me. Yo, we went on a great date with Robert. I can't wait to see where this is actually going. Let's send him another message, shall we? That's also okay. Well, then I'm sure there is. It's been so long since I've seen it. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. I had lots of fun with Robert the last time we hung out, but I'm beginning to wonder if he's dodging me. I tried messaging him a few times, and Dad Book says he hasn't even read them. Haven't even seen him come out of his house, actually. I decided to send him one last message, figuring that this will produce the same result. Hey man, don't know where you've been, but we should grab a drink soon. I'll walk away from my computer because at this point, I know he's not messaging me back anytime soon. Oh, shoot. Coffee, do you remember what this was? We were making a pie. We needed either more cherries, salt, or almond extract. One of them was a secret ingredient. I think it was salt. I think you said it was salt before. My gut really wants to say salt. Because I was like, salt in a pie? And then people were like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. No idea. All right, let's try salt. Yeah, we poured too much in. I've been leading a double life. Bum, bum, ba-dum. Hey. Father. Hey. Hey, father. Hey, I'm outside. Come outside. Wait, what? Ugh, what is that? I was just on the verge of falling asleep. I climb out of my bed and try to identify the source of dinging my computer screen illuminates the dark room. I walk over to it, ready to turn it off when I notice what's happening on screen. Don't make me honk. I will honk. Get out here. I look out my window, and sure enough, there's Robert leaning against his pickup truck in my driveway. All right. Well, this is different. I open my door and try to figure out what's going on. Hey. Hey? Want to hang? I was kind of sleeping. That's no fun. Come hang out. I would argue that sleeping is very fun, but I don't have to be anywhere in the morning. Might as well live a little. Sure. Cool. You plan on going out like that? I look down and realize that I am, in fact, not wearing pants. I mean, I don't mind. Right, 1 second. I run inside and throw on my going out pants, shoes, and a jacket. I grab my keys and meet Robert back outside. Ready? Ready. Hop in. I jump into the passenger seat of his old red pickup truck. I have to move a few empty cigarettes packets and gas station receipts out of the way before I can sit. Robert suddenly starts the car, and we drive out of the cul-de-sac.
Oh.
It's a dinosaur sticker! You like Tom Waits? I love Tom Waits. Oops. That was not a lot of hearts. You like Tom Waits? We were about to go to sleep, and he started honking his truck outside. So now we're going on a trip. He asked me if I like Tom Waits. I'm going to say hoist that rag, baby. He liked that one. Before I can answer, Robert turns up the radio. Yep, that's Tom Waits all right. He lights a cigarette and cracks the windows. We drive together in silence. I have to delete a lot of files. Hold on. Bump, 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 dump. Want to make sure I don't delete the wrong one. This one down here I cannot delete. That is the save file I played the other games on. Boop, boop, boop. Do, 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 do. Delete. 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 Sounds like a clock. And we're good. Yep. So, where are we going? Robert doesn't respond. Robert? Oh, I heard you. He still doesn't answer my question. He's gonna kill us. Look out the window, notice that Robert's taking us to the highway. I twiddle my thumbs. Well, whatever I've got myself into, it looks like I'm in for the night. I settle onto my seat and watch street lights pass by. I glance over to Robert, who's driving intently. He looks tired, as he always does, but there's something a bit more there that I just can't place. Are you okay? I like your car. Say nothing. I want to ask him, are you okay? But he did make a point of, silence. Is silence the right answer, Clem? Clem says it's the right answer. I remember what Robert said about hating small talk, and I decided to keep my mouth shut. He notices me staring. Stop looking so nervous. I'm not nervous. I'm a little nervous. Just hang on. We're almost there. Almost where? I have no idea where we are. I think we're moving at a slight incline, but I'm not so sure. We eventually come to a stop. Robert gets out of the car and I sit for a second, unsure if he wants me to get out too. What are you waiting for? I hastily exit the car. Robert sits on the bed of his truck and pats the space next to him. Yo! Dude said he knew a place. I sit down and take in the view. We're on a hill overlooking the city skyline. Against the bay, the cool night air rustles some trees near us as lights blink. In the distance, off to the side, I can see the entrance to a dense forest. Man, it's also gorgeous. This is where I come to... I was not prepared to read that. This is where I come to masturbate. What? I'm kidding. What's wrong with you? This is my little spot where I come to think. It's nice. You can see the whole city from up here. It really gives you some perspective. Robert reaches behind him and pulls something out of under his jacket. It glints in the moonlight, and I suddenly realize what it is. Oh shit, that's a knife! Oh. Please don't stab me! Robert reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small piece of wood. Please don't stab me with that either! Robert takes his knife to the piece of wood and starts carving it. Oh. I breathe a very audible sigh of relief as Robert looks at me sideways. Did you think I was gonna stab you just now? What? No. Hate to break it to you, but I did in fact bring you out here to harvest your organs. I'm going to play along. Yeah, well, you think you caught me in your trap, but I knew. For years I've been putting the most vile junk food in my body in preparation for this day. Come at me, my friend. Reap what you will. 2 steps ahead of you at all times. That's how I operate. Huh. Nothing gets past you, huh? Robert reaches into his pocket and pulls out a folding knife that he opens and hands to me. I'm gonna warn you, the last guy I had a knife fight with lost 3 fingers because he didn't know the 8 basic rules of knife fighting. You're familiar, correct? I honestly can't tell when you're kidding. I'm so many levels of irony, deep that I've forgotten what humor is. He and I laugh. Have you ever whittled before? Considering I'm not a grandpa, no. What do you mean by that? Well, I just thought that you would have a block of wood shipped to you along with your first social security check. Father, I'll have you know that whittling is a time-honored tradition enjoyed by both young and old alike. That you're dismissing it before you even tried it speaks volumes about your character. However, because I've gotten to know you for some time and have come to think of us as friends, I'm willing to attribute it to ignorance instead of malice. What I'm trying to say is, go get that stick. Robert motions to a good-looking stick on the ground, perfect for potential whittling. I pick it up. The most important thing to remember while whittling is to cut with the grain, not against it. If you cut against the grain, the wood is gonna splinter. Isn't the most important thing safety?
Hey.
No. Getting hurt comes with the territory. Look at my hands. I look at his damn hands. They're callous and covered with little white scars. They're very nice hands. Huh. You can't make a stick omelet without breaking a few hand eggs. Bum, 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 bum. Oh.
Knife.
Oh,
at
God.
Wood.
Oh. Did I do it? That's a good start. What is it? Sharp stick, pencil, knitting needle. Oh, I can't save. Does it matter? I'm gonna say pencil. It really doesn't say? Maybe it doesn't matter. I'm gonna say pencil. Good luck riding with that. You made a highly dangerous weapon. All right, now what? Tell me about this one. Popsicle stick, tongue depressor, flatworm. It's a popsicle stick. Now all you need is to carve up some wooden juice, wooden fruit, and a wooden freezer. You made a popsicle stick. Sticks are just distance poking devices. Yes.
What's the story here?
Bubble popper, something to make me look tougher.
It's working. I think you could take me in a fight, probably.
Tough guy accessory. Did I make a potato?
What's this?
Chicken nugget, I don't know. Ouija board it's a chicken nugget.
Please don't eat that.
You made Robert uncomfortable. Hell yeah.
Nice form. What's it supposed to be?
A self-portrait lasagna. It's you.
You really captured my likeness. I'm impressed.
You made Robert, I guess. Does it matter how fast I go?
Interesting. What do we have here?
Chopstick righty. Chopstick ambidextrous.
It's a stick.
You made a chopstick ambidextrous. Oh, I got a big one.
If you keep this up, you'll be whittling pro in no time.
It's a new friend.
He's beautiful. I'm happy for you.
I made a new friend. Yeah, there's so much. What?
Beautiful handiwork. What do you call it?
Big old dog, the spirit of Mustang, Sir Horsington the Brave. I can say big old dog.
I think you're taking some artistic license here, but I can respect that.
Yo, how good are we gonna get in one night? Oh, okay, that's it. Robert and I sit in silence for a while, carving our pieces of wood. I think I'm getting the hang of this. It's actually kind of relaxing. I glance over to see what Robert's working on. He's carving a smaller wooden knife. Ah! While I'm distracted, the knife slices into my thumb. Blood gushes all over my little wooden carving. Robert is lost in carving. Doesn't notice me bleeding everywhere. Robert still doesn't notice. Robert, I'm dying. I'm bleeding to death. Robert finally looks over. He reaches into his jacket again. Jesus, how much stuff does this guy keep in there? And pulls out a red bandana. He wraps it around my thumb. Hold tight. He hops off the truck, and I can hear him rummaging around his car. He comes back a moment later with a well-stocked first aid kit. Robert carefully wipes all the blood off my hand and wipes a bit of antiseptic, thank you, Gleb, onto the cut. With surprising gentleness, he places a bit of gauze on the wound and wraps it all up.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. He hands me what's left of the tube antiseptic.
Make sure you keep that cut clean.
It's oddly touching and a little sexy. I guess I'm a real whittler now.
That you are. Be careful, though. They're attracted to the smell of blood.
Wait, what? What's attracted to the smell of blood?
Oh?
Cryptids. Tons of them out here, you know.
Cryptids? Like Mothman and stuff?
Mothman is bullshit, but yeah, this town's a hotbed of cryptozoological occurrences.
You're joking.
Oh, how I wish I were. I'm a skeptic myself, or at least I thought I was. There are things in these woods that we can't possibly comprehend.
I think about my entire time in this city. Aside from the occasional stray coyote, I don't think it's too bad.
You ever heard of the Dover ghost?
I don't think so.
Well, let me tell you a story. I was out in the woods here on a weekend camping trip with Betsy. You don't know Betsy, but she's a big pup. Pit bull.
No, she's not.
Real intimidating. I feel safe around her. First night goes without incident. I get some solitude. Betsy gets to pee everywhere she wants. All good stuff. Second day, I get the idea into my head that I can hike deeper into the woods, probably against my better judgment, but hey, we're just having a fun camping trip, right? So me and Betsy start marching in the morning. It gets a little late and we set up a camp, but it's different this night. Real quiet. I can't hear the birds, the crickets, squirrels, nothing. Dead silence. Then it happens. I hear the most unholy growl I've ever heard in my life, right outside my tent. Me and Betsy, we go to investigate. We look around, the clearing, no one's there. But there's this feeling, not sure if I can quite describe it. I know someone, something is watching us. Betsy, though, she's scared. Never seen her like that. And when she's scared, I know that I should be too. And then I see it in the distance. A man, but if something that didn't know what a man was supposed to look like made it, it just looked wrong. Big. Arms too long for its body. Black eyes. It just stood there and stared at me. Then, it disappears. I hear one yelp from Betsy and turn around to check on her, but she's gone. Into thin air. I didn't sleep at all in my tent that night, and I don't think I've ever slept right since.
You're lying? Is that the right one? You're lying. Okay, you're full of shit.
You think I'm lying?
Robert pulls out his wallet and shows me a picture of a beautiful pit bull. Oh, we did have a pit bull.
Tell that to Betsy. They say that if you listen closely on quiet nights just like tonight, you can hear the howl of the Dover ghost.
A howl resonates through the woods. It doesn't sound like a regular howl. It's so guttural. Even from far away, something about it makes my skin crawl. Okay, Robert, really funny. I turn to look at Robert. He's white as a sheet. You're messing with me, right?
Whoa.
I was messing with you up until literally just now. I totally made that camping story up.
I strain my eyes to scan the forest line, trying to see where the howl originated from. Off in the distance, I see something. It's so far away, I barely can make out a shape. It looks human, but it's dragging something? Do you see that? We should go. Oh my god. Robert and I slowly back away and get into the truck. He turns off his headlights and make a slow crawl away, back onto the road. I'm too scared to look back. What was that? The Dover ghost, I guess. I chuckle nervously. This time it doesn't seem like he's messing with me. Or maybe someone illegally dumping garbage in a wildlife preserve? Yeah, that's the story we'll tell ourselves. We sit in silence for a little while longer, the fear of whatever that was slowly subsiding as we get closer to the city.
Thanks for coming out. This was fun. I'm sorry I haven't been in touch. I've just...
He's opening up.
Been in a way lately. I had to get out of the house. Had to be around someone.
You doing okay, man? Robert thinks for a second and lights another cigarette.
Been doing a lot of thinking.
Oh, don't do that, man. He takes a long drag. Oh, do you see the elephant sticker of the heart? Yeah.
As I get older, I feel more and more that I'm just drowning in this sea of regret. I was so busy chasing after these things that I thought would make me happy that I didn't think about anyone else. All I cared about was myself. I didn't even think.
Robert stops. I wait for him to finish his thought, but he just stares at the road.
Maybe I'm just built like this. Different. Or maybe I do it to myself. Maybe it's my own choice and I'm as happy as I am.
I try to think of something to say. I remember all of the times in my life when I've been sad, and there's a great many of them, but there was always a light at the end of the tunnel, something I held on to that kept me going. But there's something so resigned about the way Robert's talking. That sucks. I'm glad you told me. Maybe we deserve to be eaten by the Dover ghosts. That sucks. Reminds me of Avatar. Like, that's rough, buddy. I'm glad you told me. Yeah. It must have taken a lot for you to want to tell someone this. You're a mysterious guy, Robert. And you don't have to be.
Do you ever wish you were a better father?
Oh my god. My girlfriend turned in the moon. That's rough, buddy. I think about it for a second. All the time, you can read all the parenting books you want, but nothing will ever prepare you for raising a child. There's so much stuff I regret. I wish that I could have done better.
but I don't have the answers. I don't know if anyone does. It's funny. I look at you and your relationship with your daughter, and it seems perfect. It isn't. At least you're there for her. I stare out the window at the blur of passing trees. I just hope I'm a better father to my kid than my dad was to me. What did your dad do? It's more about what he didn't do. He was quiet, stoic. Don't think he ever once told me that he loved me. He cared more about his work than he ever did about me or my mom. Do you hate him? No, I used to, but after I became a parent, I just kind of feel bad for him. He missed out on my whole childhood. When I think about all of the happiest moments of my life, they were all with Amanda and Alex, and he just wasn't there. Who? Who's Alex? Who's Alex? I know. It hurt like hell when I had to leave him to die in that Belarusian prison. What?
Huh?
I turn and smile at him. No, he's retired in Florida with my mom. Oh. Oh, is the name supposed to be like, what's it called? Gender neutral? That makes sense. So you could choose husband or wife. No, he's retired in Florida with my mom. We go there every Christmas. We both break out into laughter. He pats me on the shoulder. Eggplants fly everywhere for some reason. We decide to ignore that part. We drive the rest of the way in silence, listening to the radio and watching the bright lights of the city grow bigger. Robert drops me off in my place. As I'm about to close the passenger door, I realize that I still have Robert's pocket knife in my jacket. I pull it out and offer it back to him. Huh. I hate that noise he makes. Huh. You hold on to that. Never know when you might need it. Night, Robert. Have a safe drive home. Robert smirks and pulls away. He then immediately pulls into his driveway, which is one over from mine. He gets out and waves. I tiptoe into the house, careful not to wake up Amanda. Whoa, where'd you come from? I look around and spot Amanda coming out of the kitchen with a glass of water. I thought you were sleeping. Oh, Robert woke me up to go cryptic hunting. You know the Mothman is bullshit, right? Amanda, you know what? It's fine. I think about the conversation I had with Robert in the car as Amanda starts walking towards her room. Hey, Amanda. She stops. Huh? I love you. It's weird when you say it outright and sincerely like that, but I love you too. Night. I chuckle to myself, then finally decide to go to bed. Guys, this is so wholesome. These are the best dates yet. Robert, why were you playing with me? Whoa, wait.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Oh, thanks for that, Robert. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, I secret achievement. Oh, okay. We'll do. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you. Because you gave up the pussy too soon. I don't get achievements, but maybe it'll show a different dialogue options. I don't know. Well, it's been a long day. I'm just about ready to pack it in after a few bites of ice cream from the freezer. I turn off all the lights and walk down the hallway to my room. Oh, this is gonna be where she's crying. Oh, she's crying. No, we chose to actually talk to her and it worked out good. Did something happen? Something must have happened. Whoa! Jump scare.
Oh.
The one who puked in Dead Gotham Beyond. No, that was her. The best friend.
the other one? The best friend? Yay, I got it. All right, she's telling her long story.
Dad.
Did she poop the bed too? Got the boring one? Okay, yes. Good. We get it. What did MRR say? I'm a little confused, but I think I understand. I have no idea what did MRR say? I cannot believe that.
Oh.
It's not dumb. Not all friendships last forever. Real friends don't do that. High school sucks. I would say real friends don't do that. Fricker.
I love you too, Dad.
Aw, I think we did good. We're gonna get the good dad ending again.
Welcome.
You got dad.
got
We're not
dad.
even talking to the other dads. What is DB? Anyways, let's date Robert for the third time, shall we? Actually, I'm gonna quickly run to the washroom, and then I'll be right back. And then we will get the good ending for Robert. Oh, it took us a little bit, but we got there. We got there, guys. All right, BRB, guys. They're the normal way. Oh, I can totally do this. Check this out. That didn't happen. None of you guys saw that.
The blue badge, I mean, Demon Get! The killer was you!
No, the girl said, unable to stop the tears. A lonely look flickered across Luma's face, but was soon replaced by a wide grin. I have an idea, eats her whole. Nom nom nom. I'm a hungry Luma. And we're back. This time, don't listen to me. I clearly have no healthy parental relationship. No, like, sometimes you should give them space, sometimes not. It really depends on context. Like, with this one, it's really hard to tell. It also depends on the child. If it was me, I would have wanted my parents to leave me alone and not press me. But she seems like the type that, like, she's really close with her parents and stuff, you know? Like, they have a healthy relationship, so I feel like it was good for them. I think it's just situational. Anyways, let's message Robert. Oh, we're gonna get the good ending. That was fast. You can, like, really speed run this game. Use your hips when you throw. Man, after Robert was so cold to me in the past game, it's hard to believe this is who he is. Like, his personality is so different. I haven't spoken to Robert since that night we drove out to his thinking spot. It seemed unusually somber then. Like, more so than usual amount of somber that Robert is, which is already a lot. I've been thinking about him and hope he's doing okay, but I've been a little reluctant to reach out to him. Father. Hey, Father. Guess who's getting their drink on tonight? I took a look at Dad Book's messages. There's a flurry of them from Robert. Guess. It's you.
But also me, but mostly you. Yeah, dude. Right now? Why? Does it matter? Yeah, dude. I tap back to Robert. Robert, buddy, tonight we ride. Yes! Meet me at Jim and Kim's at 8 p.m. Not that I'm unappreciated, but I think this is the first time that Robert's given me more than an hour's warning before hanging out. If I had a friend that showed up and was like, hey, we're going and do this right now, we would not be friends. We would no longer be friends after that. I need 2 to 3 business days if we're gonna do something. Amanda pops her head into the hallway. Music I don't recognize blaring from her room. What's up? I'm hanging out with Robert later tonight. Okay, cool. Robert, who is my friend. I have friends. I'm happy for you, Dad. People enjoy my company, Amanda. Dad, I'm so happy for your continual development as a human being. What are you listening to? Sad shit. Atlanta, language. What would Grandma think? I don't give an F anymore. Amanda, you know what? You're an adult now. I gave it an earnest effort for all 18 years of your life. Go forth and swear. Fuck yeah! Yo, the parent I always wanted. I really hope I don't forget this later. Amanda goes back into her room and turns up the volume to her sad shit. I put on my going out coat and walk over to Jim and Kim's. I spot Robert leaning against a brick wall, smoking a cigarette. As I get closer, I realize that he looks a little different. Cleaner, I guess. It actually seems like he combed his hair, and his clothes are less wrinkled than usual. Hey! Hey. You take a shower just for me? I'm working on my relationship with existence. We both stand there for a second and don't say anything. Robert finishes his cigarette and abruptly goes inside. I follow him. By the time I get inside, Robert's already at the bar ordering 2 whiskeys. I spot a booth in the back and claim it for us. Robert slides in and hands me a glass. Are we ever going to go to his place? Oh, yeah. The only time we went there was because Craig invited us to go. And we only met his dog because he was walking it. But this is why I'm confused, because he says he has a pit bull, right? But we saw him walking a dog that was not a pit bull. It was like I don't remember what it was. Something like that. Yeah, like it was not a pit bull. But on the date we were on with him just now, he showed us a picture of a pit bull. So it was a Boston Terrier. Right. So I'm just confused. Like, what does he work at the dog shelter as well? Is that why he's close with Mary? Anyways, to you, to us, to toast. To you. Here's to your continued existence. We clink whiskeys, and I watch him sip his, rather than his traditional approach of slamming the whiskey back as quickly as possible. So, what's the plan for tonight? Hit some other bars, maybe grab some pizza. I think that'll kill some time before we go burn down the old abandoned house in the woods. It's definitely not as fun as if it's abandoned. No, Mary, this is our 3rd date. Mary pops over to the back of the booth. A glass of wine in her hand. She punches Robin in the shoulder. Where was my phone call? Sorry, figured you were busy sinking your teeth into some poor sap. I am. He's right here. I look around the booth to see a guy sitting across from her. He waves meekly.
Ugh.
You replaced me with that new kid? Mary, I could never replace you, whether I wanted to or not. Mary leaves her booth and slides in next to Robert. The guy she was sitting with looks mildly relieved. She eyes Robert's clean pressed clothes up and down suspiciously. What? Do you got a court date coming up? He does. He looks handsome. He'd never convinced the jury. He would have had to shave first. Seriously though, what's up with you? Robert stares down at his drink, suddenly looking serious. It's Pappy. Doctor says it's cirrhosis of the liver. I told the old bag of bones to quit it with the sauce, but it's all he's ever known, especially since Ma's gone. That's why I invited you out tonight. Just didn't want to be alone.
Oh, come on.
Father, don't be an asshole. You know the one thing Robert doesn't joke about is his pappy.
Yes, I totally know that.
Whoops. They're giving him 2 months. I gotta help him straighten out his affairs.
Jesus. Robert, I'm so sorry. I now understand why he was treating us like an object. Robert takes a long look at his whiskey, eyeing it in the dim glow of the bar's lights.
I look at his life, then I look at mine, and I know history is just doomed to repeat itself.
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding.
What? He's retired with his new girlfriend in Acapulco? They watch a sunset every night, probably screw like donkeys. You son of a bitch! Wait, aren't rabbits the ones who screw a lot?
Oh, sorry, didn't realize you were an expert on which animals screw a lot.
Please stop saying the word screw. Robert finishes his drink and slides it away from him. He puts up out of the booth.
Me and Father are gonna hit the brick. You coming with?
What does hit the bricks mean? Mary casts one last glance at the sap she's been hunting and hunting and downs the rest of her wine in one gulp. This place is dead anyways. So his dad isn't dying? I felt bad for him for nothing. Robert, you piece of shit. We exit the bar and find the typically empty street filled with a small crowd of people. When are we gonna know what's going on with his life, dude? At the front is a guy with a really deliberate attitude and a bad posture. He carries a lantern that he shines up at his face for dramatic effect. What's going on? Looks like it's one of those walking ghost tours. They do that in this part of the town all the time.
I've always wanted to do one of those.
You know all the stories are fake, right?
Pretty much all of my stories are fake. This is research. Robert makes a beeline towards the back of the group. He turns around when he notices I'm not following him. Come on.
We can't just crash it, can we?
Don't be such a square, Father. Just act like you belong.
Robert slides up to the tour group. I reluctantly follow into step behind him. Well, here goes nothing. I swear if it's that announcer again leading the tour. Oh my god, and there he is. God damn it. Why is he carrying a mic? Hey, it was in this place in 1694 that the most infamous witch trials were held. To date, we do not know if the people burned at the stake were actually witches, but it is widely reported that their ghosts still haunt this hapless dive bar to this very day.
It was actually 1692.
What?
And the site was over by the coffee shop down the road.
I'm sorry, who are you?
A Daniel McSturgis, ghost historian. And this is my colleague, Dr.
80s reference, 90s reference, zeros reference, contemporary. 80s reference? Dr. Loomis, how would I know that? Paranormal investigator extraordinaire. We're touring America's most haunted locations as research for a new book.
You may have seen our guest cameo on Paranormal House Hunters Extreme Edition.
A couple of people in the group start nodding. Man, Robert's good at this.
I'm so sad.
Are you guys part of the group? I don't remember seeing you here at the first stop.
We like to keep a low profile. Easier to catch ghosts that way.
Hey.
They've definitely been here. Been standing next to them the whole time. Thank you, random lady who I do not know.
As I was saying, the epicenter of paranormal activity can be found in the coffee spoon over there. The man who runs it has been plagued by hauntings since he signed the lease. Damn near driven him mad. But whatever you want to say is cool, I guess. It's your tour.
Hey.
Man, I didn't know about that. I didn't know that about Matt. Wait, Robert's making this up. The rest of the tour group listened intensely to Robert's every word. I think the tour guide can tell that he's losing the group. He seems to be getting flustered.
Hey.
Hey, thank you for contributing knowledge, Mr. McSturgis. Let's move on to the next haunted location. Robert, Mary, and I follow the group down the street. That tour guide's shirt is cool. Yeah, everyone in the group gets one if we make it to the final location.
I turn to Robert and grab him by the shoulders. I need that t-shirt. Well, guess we're in this for the long haul then. Just follow my lead. Don't arouse too much suspicion, and we'll have cool ghost shirts in no time.
Hey!
Our group arrives at an old, decrepit colonial site's house. This is Damien's house.
Hey!
Quick pause in the tour. My name is Quinn, but most people on the ghost tour circuit call me Tour Master Quinn. I'm a DJ, trivia master, and part-time actor. I do private ghost hunting events, birthday parties, MC bar mitzvahs, and performing traditional vaudevillian mime work. Tour Master Quinn gives out headshots to all of us. His resume is on the back. Stage combat experience. That's such a real thing on an actor resume. It's on mine. Anyway, here's a little bit of history for you all. This was the home of the noted American authority Dorothy Pembridge, whose prose was widely popular in the late 19th century. It was in the attic of this very home where she wrote such classics as The Diaries of the Victorian Mistress, Lady Fitzwilliam's Courtship, and The Ghost of Sea Captain Reginald Barclay. She unfortunately died of consumption shortly after the turn of the century, but several people have reported that on some nights you can see a light on from the attic, where the ghost of Miss Pembridge continues to work on her latest bestsellers. I guess you could say that she was consumed by her work.
I am.
No reaction from the crowd. This guy needs to work on his dad jokes. Actually, consumption is the popular cover-up. Little known fact is that it was murder-suicide.
What is a murder-suicide?
I'm pretty sure she died of consumption. Sure. And we definitely didn't hire Stanley Kubrick to fake the moon landing. That's the watered-down, censored version they teach you in school. But if you can't handle the real story, I understand. It's not for the faint of heart. Can we? I think everyone would much rather hear what this world-renowned ghost historian has to say, right, everybody? The group murmurs in agreement. This is a topic we cover extremely extensively in our book, Dr. Loomis. Would you care to tell the story?
Oh, God. All right, let me save. Riff something highbrow. Go something I know. Rely on amazing improv comedy skills. Go something I know. In the 19th century, Dorothy Pembridge was credited for protecting New York City from potentially world-ending paranormal forces. Despite her success, her ragtag group of ghost hunters were disbanded by the government of... Is this Ghostbusters? However, after learning that the ghost of Virgo, the Carpathian, has taken an interest in her son, her and her ghost-busting friends launched a mission to defeat the ghosts and once again save New York City. Hey, isn't that the plot too? Nope, it's not. The tour guide sees this as an opportunity to take back the group and addresses us with some razzle-dazzle. Haha, what an interesting story! Now, I just want everyone to know that the next location is extremely terrifying. If anyone thinks they can't handle it, feel free to excuse yourself.
Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus. All right, I'm bored. Mary turns to a young guy looking at his phone and taps him on the shoulder. Hey, kid, fancy buying a gal a drink? The guy looks up at her and smiles. Only if the bar is haunted. Honey, I can show you the most haunted place in town. I think I could exorcise your demons, if that's what you're looking for. Oh. Don't write
Hey.
checks your dick can't cash, kid. Oh. His eyes go wide. Mary salutes me and Robert. She suddenly pulls me into a hug and murmurs in my ear. When you've known Rob for as long as I have, you know when something's wrong. Keep an eye on him for me tonight, okay? Sure, Mary. Good man. Mary pats me on the back and pulls away. She takes the guy's hand and leads him down the street. Take it sleazy, fellas. Gotta help that poor soul. Mary or the kid? Both. Yo, Ace! The dates are going fantastic. Robert's awesome. Although I fell for his dad being sick. That sucked. Our last stop! This burial ground is such a hotbed of horrifying paranormal activity that I'm not even sure where to begin. Where's the wailing ghost of the Wharf Man? The vampire of Maple Bay? The children of the moonlight? What about Dover Ghost?
By this point, the tour guide is clearly irritated with us. What about it? Oh, nothing. I just think it would be a crime to come all the way out to the cemetery, the actual origin of one of New England's most notorious paranormal entities, and not even mention the infamous Dover ghosts. That's not a real thing! That is absolutely not a real thing. I think someone needs to brush up on their paranormal history. I know tons about paranormal history. I know every ghost story in this area. I can guarantee there's one you don't know. Robert looks over to me and smiles. Would you folks care to hear the tale of Loomis and I met? No! The entire group hushes the tour guide. Okay, fine, tell the story. Well, it was a dark and stormy night. I wasn't always a paranormal investigator. Way back when, I was just a Bible salesman, traveling grifter, carnival baker. A carnival, what'd you say, traveling grifter? Moving from town to town, always looking for my next mark. It wasn't an easy life, but I had fun. Taking from the rich, giving to the poor. Actually, also taking from the poor. Huh, I had a shaky moral foundation. I happened upon the quiet town of Maple Bay quite by accident, but little did I know that this city has a dark side. Now, about the same time, I was just starting out as an apprentice to a rather famous ghost hunter who was an old family friend of mine. I carried the equipment, operated the EVP machine, all that. Wait! Yes? Who was a famous ghost hunter? Well, I don't like the name drop, but George Mathers. The tour group gasps. Georgia Mathers? She's a legend. You know her? Knew her. Amazing woman. Died mysteriously. Miss you, Georgie. Anyway, we were in Maple Bay investigating some reports of strange lights and sounds coming from the cemetery late at night. Now, we had been warned by the old crypt keeper that this place was highly dangerous, but Georgia was never one to shy away from an adventure. Right, Ace? Oh my god, I love it. We camped out in the center of the cemetery for 3 nights straight. We endured your so-called wailing watchmen. Wailing ghosts of the Wharf, man! Whatever. Your stupid vampire was just a teenager in a mask. But the Dover ghost, man. Tell him, Loomis. So, there I was, just walking back to the hotel after a long day of selling Bibles, working a couple short cons, burning the dunk tape. Short cons, right? Yay! Oh my god, thank you so much for the sub. I did! I started over to Romance Robert, and it's going perfect. Short cons, you said? Huh. Classic pigeon. Classic pigeon drop scam. Putting out feelers for a real deal. I was going to steal a baby, probably. Would have made me rich. I found myself walking past this very cemetery. Now, as I was never a very superstitious man, but something seemed off. I could hear some sort of commotion happening deep within the graveyard, and I felt compelled to investigate. Taking a break from my flashcard to say hello. Yay! Oh my god, are you studying? Oh no. Oh no, Lily. Not exams. Anything but the exams. And thank God you did. Georgie and I were conducting a seance in the mausoleum. At first, things were pretty normal. But after about an hour, everything went south. Playing back the EVP meter, we were able to hear a single word. Run. The air suddenly went cold. Something was very, very wrong. I just knew we weren't alone. We started to hear this faint, distant scraping noise, like something being dragged across the ground. It got louder and louder until it was deafening, some kind of demented howl. I am drowning. No! The history facts are melting my brain. No! History! Black. Black, black, black. Ugh. You got this, though, Lily. I believe in you. You got this. And you're in the library? Yo, you want to, like, blast your speakers for a few seconds? I can get a quick ad in for our channel. Hello, avid readers! Come watch ColeHillChills on Twitch if you like to take a break from your readings and your studying. Sure to guarantee a good time and to lighten your mood so you can remember more. Come watch ColeHillChills on Twitch! Does that work? Did anyone typing on their phones right now, Lily? Cool, if you make posters, we'll hang them up on campus.
Yo, let me actually make posters. You guys made some terrific posters when you guys were running for mods. I think we can make some killer posters, guys, if we all work together. Louder and louder, definitely was, some kind of demented howl. And then I felt it. Something grabbed my ankle. Would punch me if I blared your stream. Yeah, and the Goomba like, yo, who's this? Yo, who's this cool guy? Robert has the whole crowd hooked, line and sinker. You could hear a pin drop. I've only cried twice in my life. Once was the birth of my daughter. The other was when that thing started dragging me. Do you think he actually has a daughter? I wasn't sure where it was taking me, but knew it was no place I wanted to go. I was sure I was going to die. The moment I crossed the gate into the cemetery, I heard this god-awful screeching. I ran into the mausoleum just in time to see a man being pulled across the floor by God. To this day, the mere thought of it ties my stomach into knots. It looked like a man, but like... I glanced at Robert. Like someone who didn't know what a man was supposed to look like tried to put one together. The arms were too long. His eyes glowed red. It was like a walking shadow. What I do? What any good person would do. I lunged for... Shoot. What was his fake name again? Daniel McSturgis. I was not going to choose that one. Daniel. I grabbed his hand and entered into a tug of war with the unholiest forces.
Huh?
I thought I was going to be... They did that wrong. They wrote that as a thought, and it should have been a speech. I thought I was going to be torn in half. But I had God on my side. The pocket Bible I always kept on me fell out of my shirt pocket, and to this day I can remember what passage it opened to. We were not... Does this one matter? This one matters? 12:7? Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. I have no idea where Robert pulled that verse from. With a horrifying growl, the entity finally relented. Dan and I collapsed onto the ground. Exhausted, we were both covered in blood. The damn creature clawed into my chest. Got me real good. Had to get 16 stitches. Robert pulls down the collar of his shirt to reveal a long, wicked scar across his pecs. Yo! And that's how I got this scar. I followed Georgia Mathers to the end of the earth. We faced exorcisms, demons, poltergeists that threw our equipment across the room. But I'd never seen Georgia so scared. She was never the same after that, and neither was I. There's someone from the student paper who does a news-like Twitch channel, and they put on an ad for their stream in the newspaper. It was great. That's amazing. Okay, I'm going to contact our home city's public newspaper and do a little publication. Watching what happened to Daniel and Georgia shook my faith, but I came out of that experience a better man and a better friend. And we've been brothers ever since. The tour group gives us a round of applause as Robert and I stare in an emotional hug. As he embraces me, I can smell the cologne on his neck. Wow, Robert does clean up good. I find myself lingering a little too long on the hug. The tour guide seems to have bought it, even though he's wiping tears from his eyes. Thank you. It's an honor to be able to share our story. Be sure to watch out for our book, Paranormal Excursions of the Supernatural, Ice Road Ghost Truckers. I Saw a Demon, the shocking true story of seeing a demon. The Bro's Guide to the Hottest Ghosts. Bro? Are you sure it's not the third one? The Bro's Guide to the Hottest Ghosts? I don't know, man. Robert has to suppress a laugh at that one. Well, I think you both definitely earned your t-shirts. The tour guide hands us the coveted t-shirts. He then slips us both his business card and leans in close. If you guys are ever in need of a professional actor, balloon animal artist, Elvis impersonator, or nude model, please don't hesitate to contact me. I will not contact you. You got it, buddy. After a couple of tourists take selfies, we split away from the group and walk home. I know, what a resume, right? That was incredible.
I really can't believe they bought all of that. I didn't know you had it in you, Father. Excuse me, Dr. Loomis. That bit about the pocket Bible was aces, although giving the Dover ghost glowing red eyes was a little cliche. And the Kubrick conspiracy theory bit wasn't? All a part of the character. Well, we got the shirts out of it. We arrive in front of Robert's house. Want to have a drink? Is that even a question? You trying to poison me? Nah, I'm good. Is that even... Okay, good. I wasn't sure if this was like actually him asking me to sleep with him again. Is that even a question? Robert, how long have you known me for? Do you really think I would turn down the opportunity to share a fine alcoholic beverage with my treasured friend and accomplished Mr. Robert Bobbert Small? If you ever call me Bobbert again, I will kick you right in the shins. Both of them.
Hey.
Then you can expect an angry phone call from my orthopedist in the morning. Bobbert. Robert just laughs and stares, unlocking his door. My shins live to die another day. Robert leads me inside. I can't help but think about what Mary said to me. Robert did seem a little bit off, but that completely disappeared when we were joking around with the ghost tours. Let me save. I don't know. He's hard to read. While I'm thinking, I hear claws skittering across the floor. Oh God, it's his pit bull, about to be torn to shreds. I shut my eyes tight and brace for impact. Betsy, hey, be nice. I don't feel anything but tiny paws scratching at my shoes. I open my eyes. Betsy? Aw, there he is. Robert's dog jumps away from me, running around in circles and sniffing Robert's leg. He pats her on the head. Hey, that's not a pit bull. This is the cutest, dumbest Boston Terrier I've ever seen. Betsy, you're not a pit bull? And you weren't taken by the Dover ghosts? Betsy's made of tougher stuff than that, ain't you, girl? Betsy rolls over for some well-deserved belly rubs. I just keep a picture of a large pit bull in my wallet in case of emergencies. Comedic emergencies. Could you imagine having the like pictures in your wallet just to do stories? If you're like Coffee bringing googly eyes just in case you find something that needs googly eyes, you know? We make our way to Robert's living room. For a quiet man with arguably the oldest pickup truck that can be legally driven, his place is amazing. There are sleek modern appliances throughout the room with a big flat screen TV mounted on the wall. He has shelves upon shelves of DVDs. Guess he wasn't lying about being really into cinema. The boomerangs above the TV look like a face. Wait. Ah, they do. I didn't even see that. He pours us another glass of whiskey from a well-scotched bar in the corner while Betsy curls up in a pile of cushions. So, how did you really get that scar? And don't tell me you got it fishing for Alaskan king crabs in the Bering Sea or something. You trained me too well. Robert laughs and takes a sip of his drink. My daughter and I were... Oh, he has a daughter. Uh-oh. I hope his daughter's alive. My daughter and I were riding our bikes. I hit a rock, flew over the handlebars, and then we went to the hospital, and that's it. Not a very interesting story. You never know when you might need to Google something. Coffee, I laughed so loud when you sent those pictures. I've never heard you talk about your daughter. Well, I have one. That's her. He points to a picture on the wall of a very serious little girl with dark eyes. Yep, that's definitely Robert's daughter. How old is she? 25, 26, not too sure. Does she live around here? No. Val lives back home in Brooklyn. Works at some new media online magazine thing. Makes buckets, though. He suddenly seems really serious. I probably shouldn't press him about it. You like Santana? I thought he would said Santa. I was like, what? What's Santana? Oh, music. Do I? Yes, I do. Cool. Great. Robert puts on Santana, then takes a seat on the couch next to me. He suddenly downs his drink in one gulp. Hey. Oh. Are you all right? Robert leans in. Oh! Jeez, Robert leans in and kisses me. The taste of whiskey burning my lips. I'm surprised at first, but slowly relax into his arms. He pulls away slightly, his lips barely brushing against my mouth. So this feels weird because, like, all the other dates we went on, there were hints of, like, flirting. We haven't flirted with this dude at all. At all. Like, besides the first night when he asked us to, like, go in and said his face was good, there's been nothing. No, I don't know what you're talking about, Lily. Gleb just knows me really well. Sometimes better than myself, you know. So sometimes I forget facts about myself. So I have to ask Gleb because she knows, you know. I am now. I can't say anything. At best, managing a sigh. Robert leans in again, kissing me harder. He pulls my bottom lip between his. Oh my! I feel so gross reading this in front of you guys. Robert leans in again, kissing me harder. He pulls my bottom lip between his teeth and bites lightly, sliding a hand under my shirt. My heart pounding in my chest as he lies both down on the couch. He kisses a trail down my neck, his teeth grazing my skin. God damn it, no face cam. No, I wanted to be consistent with the Dream Daddy ones. I just wait. It's not that. Robert bites down and I have to stifle a moan. I feel so gross reading this in front of you guys. Stop! Robert stiffens up and pulls away. No biting. No, I'm more than okay with that. Something's up. That was abrupt. Robert runs a hand through his hair and looks away. I'm fine. I've just been kind of stressed out. Tired. Not a big deal. Push it. Listen, I want this as badly as you do, but I know something's wrong. And also, you'll treat me like an object if we sleep with each other, and I don't want that to happen again! I need to make sure that you're okay. If it wasn't for the existence of Clem, I would be sure you're asexual. Seriously? If it wasn't for the existence of Clem. It's just, if I was playing this game alone, I would not be like, I'd be like, oh, cool. I'm playing this in front of you guys, and I'm reading out loud a fan fiction. It is so awkward. Like, so incredible. Like, my face is just a flush, you know? Like, it's so weird. You guys don't understand. Imagine reading, like, a sexual fantasy in front of your friends, and you have to take it seriously, you know? No, I'm not. I'm very much not ace. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. Robert stares at the ground. You don't know me that well, Father. I'm not a good person. Oh, I know from my past life. He takes a deep breath. I spent my whole life only taking and taking and taking. And now here I am, an old broken man sitting on top of a pile of everything I've ever taken alone. But I want to know you. You don't have to keep hiding behind fake stories and acting like you don't have feelings. Also, there are minors in this chat. So that also adds to the fuel, you know? He sighs heavily. It's Val. She's visiting tomorrow. She wants to patch things up. Are you... I'm sorry, but is this a bit? No. When was the last time you saw her? 3, 4, I think. Months? Years.
Mm-hmm.
I sit up straight. Jesus, Robert, what happened between you two? This is oh yeah, true. Yeah, this is an 18+ stream. Yes, I forgot about that. I don't want to talk about it. Robert and I sit in silence, neither of us wanting to look at each other, both of us unsure of what to do next. Fine. Also, wait, I have like
I'm thinking back now. I have definitely played it not cool about certain video game characters that I found attractive before. Like in Pokemon with Marnie, and when we were playing Ace Attorney, that witch girl, I was like, oh, witch girl. That you still thought I was Ace Coffee? Shocking.
Things were already bad between us. I cared about her. I always did. Things just got in the way.
It's kind of half-hearted. Well, yeah, I didn't want to. I am doing a performance like I'm streaming. And I didn't watch any of the Pokemon. That's right. I forgot. You don't like Poke Crap.
Things were already bad between us. I cared about her. I always did. Things just got in the way. And before I knew it, she was leaving for college, wanting nothing to do with me.
Oh, yo, is this how it could end with us and Amanda? Yo.
Marilyn and I moved out here to settle down. We thought it would help to get away from all the distractions, all the money, the drinking. But temptation gets to you. I tried to be better, but I just couldn't. And then the accident changed everything. I think every day about how she must have died hating me. I never became the better man that she wanted me to be, the one she always saw in me.
I genuinely thought you were just gonna end that statement at Pokemon and was worried you were a furry. No, we've been over this, Lily. I am not a furry.
She was the last thread Val and I had connecting us together. I didn't know that when I lost my wife, I was going to lose my daughter too. Robert, I spent so much time chasing after things I thought were going to make me happy that I ruined my only real chance at happiness. Now my wife is dead and my daughter hates me. And then I convinced myself that this, he just vaguely in my direction,
Oh, thank you.
was going to make me happy. Why do I even try anymore? I'm so sorry. I know how hard it is to... No, you don't. How could you possibly know how this feels? You did everything right. Your daughter loves you. You're a good person. I was a terrible husband. I'm an even worse father.
If you're not going to think highly of him, at least think highly of me. Yes, for Glem's sake, please. Don't. If you call me a furry, you're dragging her name through the mud as well. Although she is a raccoon, so I'm gonna throw that out there.
I have no idea why she's even bothering to contact me now. I know I'm just gonna fuck it up while I always do.
Oh! I'm broken. I shouldn't. This is so serious, and we're making jokes. More fuel for fire.
I'm broken. I shouldn't even go. Robert puts his head on his hands.
Tell him what he wants to hear. Tell him what he needs to hear. Walk away. I feel like what he needs. Yeah, I know. I feel like tell him what he needs to hear. Nothing is going to change until you do.
Robert pauses and looks at me. There are a lot of things in my life that I regret, that I wish I could take back or do over, and it hurts so much to know that I can't. But what I can do, and what you have the privilege of doing tomorrow morning, is to wake up and try to be a better person than you were the day before. Things aren't going to fix themselves tomorrow, or the next day, and patching things up with Val isn't going to solve all of your problems, either. But nothing is going to change if you don't, and you can't love anyone else until you stop hating yourself. And you're right, I don't know you that well, but you have the same capacity for good that we all have, and I know you can find it. Val is giving you a chance. Don't waste it. But, Robert, listen to me. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, no worries, Ace. Welcome back, welcome back.
But, I lean over and embrace Robert, pulling him in as tightly as I can. He buries his head into my shoulder, hugging me back. It's gonna be okay. I place a hand on the back of his head and stroke his hair. He shudders, then sobs. Oh, and I realize that he's crying. Thank you. We stay there for a while, holding each other. We both eventually drift off to sleep. Oh. I freaking love that mug so much. Like, as soon as I saw it. Oh, wait, what's he gonna say?
I'm lost in your oceanic eyes.
That's the line! Oh, I was waiting for it. I was wondering who said it. You know, he said he's lost in your oceanic eyes. It's from yeah. It's from Ninja Sex Party. I think it was from this game, and Dan used it in one of his songs. Yeah. Oh my god, in my favorite song too, in the Don't Know What You're Talking About. That's so, and of course it was Robert. Yeah, that makes that song 10 times better now. What were we talking about before I shush myself? Oh, the mug! I was like, Glenn was like, oh no, it's okay, I don't need it. I'm like, no, you need that mug. I'm buying it for you. Look at it. It's a raccoon in a Toronto trash can. Which song was it? It's called I Don't Know What We're Talking About. It was from their most recent album. And I was lost in your oceanic eyes. It's so funny. I knew it was from this game, but I didn't know who said it. The first time I heard the song, I was dying. It was so good. The pterodactyl named Lamar. Oh, and when he gets tired of flying, he drives a car. I wish his wife would get off his case, though, honestly. He works so hard. He needs to give him a better chance, man. He's got to get to work on time. Phew, I think I have everything finally set up. Man, I think that's my favorite thing about you, Coffee, is that you're also a Ninja Sex Party fan. Because, like, I've never met anyone else who listens to their music until I met you in Tavern. I was just like, oh, my people. Oh, yeah, that's right. I sent it to you, and you were like, huh? Phew, think of everything finally set up. Oh, it's the party. It's the feds. Yo, what? How is this gonna go that we didn't talk to any of the other dads? Are they gonna even show up? Oh, no, they still showed up. This scene is so awkward.
Hey. Yeah.
Boo, boo, boo. Mary! I walk over to Mary, who's having a lively conversation with Amanda. Listen, kid, you're gonna need some real-life skills out there if you're gonna make it out on the streets. I'm going to college. Same thing. Look, I know you're not old enough to drink. Right. And I know you're smart enough not to drink until you're legal age. Excuse me. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm playing John, I've been playing Dream Daddy for like the past 2 months. But hypothetically, if you were to drink, it'd behoove you to drink a glass of water between rounds. Got it. Hypothetically. And if you wake up with a headache, all you gotta do is take a jar of pickles and drink the pickle juice. You're gonna be fine. Is that true? Is the pickle juice fine? Does that work? What's going on here? Girl talk. Now let me tell you about how to deal with a bad roommate. First thing to know is, you get straight A's if they die during the semester. Mary! Relax, it's a myth. Supposedly. Against my better judgment, I leave them be. Hello? Sorry, who? Oh, is this Val? Oh my god, it's Robert's daughter! Holy! I don't think I recognize that girl by the snack table. I should go say hello. Yes, because of electrolytes? Oh. We have learned that Cole is very, very bad at it. Okay, yes, I am very, very bad at it. Pickles are medieval Gatorade.
I'm now imagining going for a run and having a Gatorade jar full of pickle juice. A single pickle floating around. Hi, I don't think we've met. Oh, we've met years ago. And I'm here for my revenge. Huh. You're Robert's kid, aren't you? Spot on. I guess that makes you father, huh? Yeah, it's very nice to meet you. I'm glad Robert brought you along. God, she's dangerous. She looks like she would sue you if you stepped on her foot and win. Like, oh my God. No, she does not look. I thought it was his wife for a second, but I'm like, no, wait, no, she died. Yeah, it's nice to meet you. I'm glad Robert brought you along. He promised there would be free food, so that's kind of hard to pass up. And look, I don't know you, but can I get real with you for a sec? My old man's a real closed book, you know? Me and him, we got a long way to go. You don't erase decades of neglect in a week, but you can sure get tired of staying angry about it. That kind of bitterness, it poisons you, I think. I'm too young for that. Anyway, lately he's been better. A lot better. And between him shaving for once and how much he talks about you, I get the feeling you have something to do with it. So, thanks. Robert means a lot to me. I'm glad he's getting better. Just keep an eye on him while I'm not around, okay? Or else. What? I'm kidding. Or am I? I don't know why I'm like this. I think it runs in the family. Minna drops out to the conversation. Hey, I love your necklace. And your hair. And just, geez, your whole vibe is cool. Thanks. I like your jacket. My girlfriend collects pins too. Oh, this is my daughter, Amanda. Amanda, this is Robert's daughter, Val. Nice meeting you. I heard you're a photographer. Aspiring photographer. I'm going to school for it. You take pictures? Yes. Then you're a photographer. Welcome to the biz. Val hands Amanda a business card. If you're ever looking for internships, shoot me an email. Anyway, I need to go make friends with that woman over there who's dual-wielding wine glasses. Catch you later. Val walks away. She's so cool! She gave me her business card. She touched my hand. This is an awakening. Congrats! You just networked for the first time. I'm a regular business lady now. Quarterly projection, stock market, synergy. Synergy. While you're making a fortune as a businesswoman, I gotta keep this party going. Catch you around, Pops. No, we didn't talk to you in this timeline. Why does your dad look so grump? We all designed him together. He looks kind of like Aaron, but also kind of just like, you know, a dad. Big mommy energy. If he has a 26-year-old kid, how old is Robert? I don't know. I googled it and Robert is at least 50? And the main character is 45. He's 50? I don't want to believe that. Dads be dad age. Dads do be dad age. Bro!
Nice.
So this is all the same. Even if we don't talk to them, this is all the same. Go away, Joseph.
Hey.
Pew pew!
Hey. Oh.
Did we do it? Did we be a good dad? We were a good dad! Yay! We were a good dad again, guys. Yeah, no, Craig does not look... There's no way Craig's 45. There's no way. Also, his kids are still super young, so he's probably way younger. Wait, but no, but we went to college with him. That would make us the same age, right? I don't know. Oh, the ending we've been waiting for. I glance over back to the yard where Robert is sitting on a bench beneath our cherry blossom tree. He smiles at me. I'll leave you to it. Me and the Emmas are gonna go get ice cream. Pew pew! I take a seat next to Robert as the last guests make their way out of the party. Hey. Hey. Robert gestures vaguely to the snack table. Good stuff. Yep.
So, I had a chance to talk to Val.
So,
She physically threatened you? Yeah, that's my girl. She said you've been doing better. Trying to work on devices. I also showered today. Jesus, Robert. We sit in silence for a moment. John, you don't understand. I picked Robert from the get-go, but I accidentally slept with him on the first time we met him. And then that blocks us from getting any good ending or even dating him. So I played the entire game, and he just gave me the cold shoulder the entire time. I was so upset. And then, accidentally, it was an accident. And Ace was like, oh yeah, if you sleep with him, you can't get the good ending. So I had to replay the game and fast forward to get to him. So yes. Colby snipping for Robert. Listen, he's my favorite dad, okay? You know, every day for me is a battle against my own self-destructive habits. But lately it's gotten a little easier. Thanks for talking some sense into me. It's hard to get things through my thick skull sometimes, but what you said that night has actually helped. I'm glad. I like you, Father. I like you a lot. I haven't felt this way about someone in a long time. I lean in and kiss him for a moment before he pulls away. He takes my hand in his. We're holding his hand.
Oh.
You're special to me. Oh my God, it was worth it. It was worth it. Robert noticed me. But I have some stuff I need to work on, emotionally, before I can get into anything romantic with you. Robert, take your sweet time. You deserve better than who I am right now. I will wait for you, Robert. I need to be on my own for a bit. Figure some things out. Of course. I think what you need right now is a friend, and I'm very happy to be that for you. Thank you. That means a lot to me. And if you're ever ready for more than that, you know where to find me. Let's hunt ghosts sometimes. I would love that. I put my head on his shoulder, and we watch the sun slowly dip below the horizon together. Aww, what a great ending. What a great ending. We were more than an object to him, guys. We were special. It's everything I could have ever asked for. The dads with the dogs are the best. Yes. No, I haven't seen Brian's ending yet, so I can't judge. He did not listen to the gay telling him all about the gay signaling going on. No, I didn't. Yeah, his whole thing is like, there was a lot of ghost hunting actually going on through that. Oh, the picture, the end picture. Oh my God, what is it gonna be? What is my new phone background? What is the new picture? Show me the goods. Show me the goods. It's adorable. Okay, yes. Such a weird picture. Aww! Oh, he caught the little sculpture of him. Wow, his face looks so different. Aww! I gotta get back to studying. Bye. Bye, Lily! Thanks for joining us with the best ending. Good luck with the studying. You got this. It's because the other kids were telling him to sleep with Robert. It is true. A lot of people were telling me to sleep with him. That's adorable. That's incredible. Bum. Oh my God, it's already 3:30. Bro, we took the entire stream just dating Roberts. We have time for like one more ending. Who do we want to date? Brian. Ace really wants to see Brian's. Honestly, yeah, I'm kind of okay with that. I don't really care for Hugo. I don't want to see Hugo's. Everything about his date was boring. And he's probably gonna take us to a wrestling thing. That was pretty cool. It was oh yeah, it was all the music stuff. I'd rather leave Matt for last. True. So we can end on a high note.
So wait, are we doing another stream of this? Is this stream just going to be Robert, and then the next stream we actually do Matt, Brian, and Hugo? Is that what the plan is for this? Because last stream we did 3 dates, and it was perfect. Like, it was perfectly timed. And if we do one now, I feel like it will go over. Are we final part 3. I like that Robert gets his own episode. I might be Robert, but I'd choose Matt. Oh yeah, here's the question, guys. Which dad are you, and which dad would you end up with? Robert did deserve a solo episode. Honestly, for the amount of times I've been chasing him, he deserved a solo episode. No, here's a good question. Which dad do you think I am? Who would be Dad Hill Chills? And if you don't say Robert, just know you will not be my friend anymore. None of them. Honestly, yeah, fair. I see that. I see that too. You'd be the child of Craig and Damien. I see that. I see that. Yes, I totally agree. There's not a single straight man here. I know that. I meant a personality. No, I am very on board with Glenn. I was going to say I would be like Craig, but I'm like, no, I'm not that much of a bro. I was like, Damien, I'm like, no, I'm not that edgy and gothic. But like a little bit of both, you know? I see that. I see that. I could definitely see that. Bum, 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 bum. All these men are way better at being gay. This isn't about how gay I would be. This is about personality. As big of a nerd as I am, I think I'm either Hugo or Damien. Just nerd energy. I mean, Damien is also a weeb ace and has Naruto fanfiction. So I can see you as Damien. Hey, Damien was honestly one of my favorites. He was great. I liked him so much better as, like, how do I put it? Like his nerd form, you know? He was cool. I think I'd be a Robert, but like less weird. And that is why we are together. Clem is my Robert, everybody. Bum 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 bum. I feel like I can see you being like the daughter of like Matt and Robert. I know I don't know enough about him, but he's hip, you know? He's hip and cool. Yeah. He also loves coffee. Yeah. Yeah, Robert does love cooking and he loves drinking. Yeah, yeah. Silly hobbies. He carves wood. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can see it. I'm excited we get to do another one because that's great. Because I didn't know what to stream this week, so the next stream will be actually finishing Dream Daddy. I keep saying it's gonna be the final. I know the Attack on Titan final part 3 part final. Yes. I'm just Hugo Damien. It's too cool. No, I don't put no. I can see you as a Damien. A's. Boo 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 boo. Dream Daddy, final stream part 3, final edition part 2. Can you copy that? I'm gonna put that as title next time. I think I bring very, very different energy if I'm interested in someone versus just friends. I can see that. I can definitely see that. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. I think Gunho is Matt to a T, honestly. Craig is definitely my ex-roommate. Clem is my Robert. I'm trying to think of anyone else I know. Do I know a Joseph? Not really. I don't think I know a Hugo either. Damien, Brian, not really. Like dating, I'm Robert. Boo. I'm really trying to think if I know anyone who are like them, but I can't off the top of my head. If it wasn't dating, who do you think you'd be? Oh, like a mix of Damien and Hugo? Interesting. You do know all the facts. That is true. You are a very fact person. I can see the Hugo for sure. Bum 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 bum. Wait, no. Drippy is obviously Joseph because he's a good Christian boy. He's the bog priest, obviously. Matt. Okay, well, we'll definitely save Matt for last on Thursday. He's the hottest dad. But what about personality, Coffee? What about personality? I will say personality-wise, I think Matt does have the coolest personality. He's just so chill. Like, I feel like there would never, ever be a problem. Like, he plays music, which is a red flag to me. I don't want to be serenaded all the time, you know? God, we just finished the 4th season of Love is Blind, and people have to stop serenading people on the show. I don't think they realize how cringy it is. It's so bad. Regardless of if you can sing or if you can't sing too, because there's been guys who were like, they went to school for theater and they sing songs and it's cringy. But then there's people who can't sing and they sing for them and it's still just as cringy, just a different cringe, you know? I'm just kidding. Everyone's hot and scary, so. I'm Robert. I don't care about personality. I just want hot. You know what, Coffee? Good for you for knowing what you want. Good for you. I respect that. There's so many people who are like, don't want to admit it, you know? But yeah, guys, if you could take any lesson away from today, don't. If you like someone, just don't. There it is. No, just don't sing for them. Don't write them a song, please. It's so cringy. And the even bigger red flag than that, if you do and they like it, run. You're running, you run. Just run. Bum 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 bum. Yeah. Anyways, should we end stream? I feel like we should end stream. On Thursday, we will finish this up with Brian, Hugo, and Matt. And we'll have and I hope to God we got S tier dates with them. I really hope so. Imagine we end on Matt and turned out we didn't do well. That would suck. Last guy I dated ended because I couldn't get him to stop hanging out at my place so much. Oh no. Oh, Coffee. Like, dude, why are you still here? Like, because like we like each other, right? Is that not why you'd be at someone's place? Get out of my house. Oh God. Anyways, thanks for streaming, everybody. I will see you guys on Thursday and hope you have a terrific time. Peace out, everybody. Bye-bye.